It's time for everyone's favorite segment. Sure it is. Blinky Flashy Lowdown with our professional sequence purchaser, Brian McVeigh.
Hey everybody, this is Brian, and we are back with a little Blinky Flashy Lowdown from Montana. So, letter Kenny, if you haven't checked that out yet, how you doing now? I do have Michael and Diana Stoffregens. Yes.
Yeah, you got it.
See, I listened to previous podcasts. I know how to pronounce it. Stoffregens.
There you go.
Maybe back when I used to drink like I did, but no. All Kool-Aid now. There you go. I need somebody to. So it's all Kool-Aid from, well, till the doc says otherwise. But we are going to talk about these guys and the sequencing that they do, the display that they have, how long they've been doing it. So I'm going to shut up and let you guys, Diana or whoever wants to go first, tell me a little bit about you. Tell me about your display. Let the listeners know about your showstoppers.com. I say that right? Showstoppersequences.com. So sorry about that. I got you pulled up. I see all the awesome sales you guys got going on until the 28th, I think it was. So, but take it away. Let me hear you.
Yeah. Well, we're, we hail from Ozark, Missouri. We've lived here, I want to say since 1998, we've lived in this area. We lived in Ozark since 1999. We did our first display in 2000. It was a static display, Walmart lights. We didn't keep count back then, so I couldn't tell you how many it was, but we basically just outlined the house and had some nice colored swags that we put up. And we did that until about 2006. And in 2006, I ran across planetchristmas.com, the forum. Yep. And I saw, some of the really cool things that were going on at that point. And so we bought 3 Lightorama controllers for that year. And, the software, and taught myself how to sequence. And we just kept adding more and more controllers until then in 2016, we had 17 controllers. And we were running about 45,000 lights. I mean, that's not huge, but we have a relatively small house. It's about 2,000 square feet. And of course, with Lightorama, you have to buy every color you're going to use. So we had
Superstar or something like that.
We just used the incandescents. And I remember always going to Walmart right after Christmas and watching for the sales. And just literally buying a shopping cart full of incandescent bulbs every time. Right
There
after.
are a lot of people doing that.
Oh, yeah. And of course, we literally had, I measured it, we had, what was it? It's something like over 2 miles worth of extension cords.
It was like, oh, Lord, it was horrible.
Yeah, it was like over 10,000 feet of extension cords because, we'd buy the SPT wire and vampire plugs and we do that. And, I'd been watching kind of in the background the pixels. Mm-hmm. And Diana and I had been talking a long time about making our house into a Whoville house. Mm-hmm. And we started really doing drawings and talking about it and coming up with ideas. We probably started, I want to say it was probably 2010, 2011, that time frame, started toying with the idea. In 2016, I started watching my dad. My dad's 91 years old, and so I was staying at home. I'm a stay-at-home son.
No.
Stay-at-home husband.
Yeah. But you also work.
Well, I do.
Anyway.
But
that's funny though.
But anyway, so I had the opportunity, to actually build some stuff. So 2016, downloaded X-Lights and started teaching myself how to use it. It literally took me from January 2016 till April of 2016 to do my first sequence.
Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it really did. It was just such a tough learning curve for me coming from Lightorama. You know, it's just different conceptually, and it took my old mind that long to make the transition. You know, to get my head around it. So in 2016, this was crazy. Okay, we had no idea about China, the Chinese holidays, ordering.
Nothing.
When to
Yeah.
get them, when to order. Yeah. Where are they responding? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
And I think the supply chain's a lot better now than what it used to be. But
Thank
so
God.
so anyway, we built everything starting in August. And I feel sorry for my neighbors because, you know, our house is covered about 75% with chloroplast.
It was so funny.
Well, everything had to be engineered. So I couldn't wait till the last minute.
No.
And you know, so we started building everything. And so for literally half a year, our house was covered with chloroplast in
Oh, yeah.
2016 because I build something, work it out, get the engineering, take it down, and then drill holes in it. You know, then put pixels in it, put it back up. It was, like I said, the neighbors were great. They just gave me
Yeah.
dirty looks. They didn't say anything.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
so it worked out.
Yeah, the
right.
homeowners association was really just awesome at that time.
Yeah, I didn't do anything to. But anyway, so we ordered our pixels in late August. Okay, bad mistake.
Yeah,
Okay,
don't
so
do that.
we've got 10,000 pixels coming. And
It's
you
like
know,
that.
I ordered from Ray Wu, and I don't regret that at all. It was, you know, the pixels have been great, no problems really. You know, very small percentage have ever had a problem with it. But so, you know, we ordered from him, and you know, then it kept going. You know, week after week after week,
Stressful.
and I was getting really stressed out. Yeah, and it was so bad. You know, I mean, I was complaining so much that Ray kept giving me back money, and I'm thinking, man, this is a bad sign. You know, but eventually they showed up. They showed up the first week of October. Now, mind you, we have everything kind of built, but not really. We've got to punch all these pixels. So
Pixel pushing party.
yeah, we did. It was,
Hey guys, got a party. You got to push pixels.
I'm not kidding you.
It's funny.
You know, I looked like I had some sort of bizarre malady on my thumb because it was so
me
swollen.
too.
Yeah,
It was horrible.
but we got them all pushed, and we pretty much had it all squared away, except for one problem. Okay,
The problem.
yeah, the problem was I did the grounding wrong.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what I did was
You know what John Spiker's doing right now? He is shaking
Pardon?
John Spiker right now is shaking his head.
Oh,
Grounding. Yeah.
Yeah, well, here's what I didn't do is I didn't run the ground from the controllers out to the lights. So although I had grounded power supply to power supply because I do a lot of power injection, it wasn't enough. I was still getting some power leaking over to the data line. And like I put in one of the forums the other day, I'd be playing Christmas Cannon and my my mini trees would be doing Nut Rocker. I mean, they did their own stuff.
Oh, shoot.
It was funny.
It was
I
scary.
mean, yeah.
So and at the time I didn't buy any of my cables. I was making my own cables out of Cat 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to rebuild all my cables. I literally was redoing cables on Christmas Eve.
It was crazy.
To
Oh
get
my
it.
gosh.
Yeah, I mean it was just nuts trying to get everything done and get it right. But that was a valuable lesson.
And me going outside, hang on just a minute.
Oh, I remember. Okay, I remember that story. I remember you saying that.
It's going to start again. Just wait for it. Wait for it. Wait.
So we had some serious learning
Yeah,
curves when
we did.
we did that as far as the technical side of things. Now everything's pretty smooth.
So you got all past that. You got all past your first display. What got you into sequencing, and then what got you into opening up showstoppersequences.com?
Well, you know, if you've seen our house, it is unique. I mean, it's basically a Whoville themed house, white chloroplast, and you know, we tried to make it very what's the best word for it?
Magical.
Yeah, magical.
Mhm.
We wanted to create a whimsical look, something magical.
The kids could enjoy
Right.
and take their picture in front of. Yeah, they do all the time.
Well,
It's
I've been
awesome.
sequencing in Lightorama for 10 years.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
so I made the transition over, and there was just so many more possibilities. And so once I got the hang of it, started doing some more sequences. And basically, what I did, I just recreated my Lightorama sequences in X-Lights. Didn't do any importing because I didn't like the way that it looked or imported. So I ended up, just from scratch, recreating all those sequences. And then people started asking us about, the display, and started asking us about the sequences and requesting them and things like that. And we gave away quite a few the first year.
Oh yeah.
And then, we sat back and we looked at this, and, we had sold all our Lightorama controllers to pay for our pixels. And, so we decided, well, this might be a good way for us to pay for this
Careful.
great hobby.
She's letting her hair down over there. It's going to get crazy. So we're going to get a snort going on here in a second.
Snort or a cough.
One or the other.
Oh my God.
Talking about her hair. Okay.
Oh, no. Here we
All right.
go. Everybody's been waiting for this.
Diana has great stories. She really does. But anyway, so we were going out on a date, and
was
now
funny. This
Diana's
was funny.
Diana's an '80s girl.
Can you
Okay,
not
so
tell?
With the
we're
big hair, the
talking
big
rat, white snake,
teased hair.
Aquanet. I'm not
Blow dryer.
Aquanet. Our blow dryers would literally die because they were so gummed up from Aquanet.
We buy a new one. It's okay.
Yeah, they're only good. But anyway, so give you some idea. Did you ever see the movie Spaceballs?
Oh yeah, years ago.
Rick Moranis played Darth Helmet.
Mm-hmm.
He had this huge helmet, right? Okay, that's what Diana's hair was.
What?
It was amazing. Diana's half Puerto Rican. She has beautiful hair. I am not kidding you. But
and German.
yeah, but trust me, it goes out there.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're on this date,
And so do I.
and we were out of town, and we were looking for this steakhouse, and couldn't find it. So I'm a guy, I didn't want to do it, but we stopped for directions.
I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
All right, so we go in there, and there was this guy, real nice guy, sitting there. He's got his glasses on, and he's just being real polite. And he's going out of his way. This was before we had Google or Google Maps or any of this other stuff.
Of course, yeah.
On our own. So this guy is sitting there, and Diana, she's kind of, expressive. Let's put it that way.
Oh, very, very, very.
So she's talking, she's being funny, and she whips her hair around, and the guy just kind of freezes. And we didn't know what was going on. We weren't paying attention. And the guy just kind of very calmly leans over. Now, remind you, he was behind a counter. He leans over the counter and pulls his glasses out of her hair. When she literally ripped his glasses off of his face.
It was so funny.
No,
But listen to this. Funny. Okay, so then he reaches over very calmly. He reaches in my hair, grabs his glasses. He folds them over, puts them down.
He puts them on a shelf behind him like this. Let's put them safe. We're going to put them out of the way.
Oh my God.
He proceeds to tell us the directions. And I'm just laughing so hard. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
The guy had a plan. With his demeanor, I'm not sure that was his first time.
Let's put these back here so they don't go flying.
Just out of harm's way.
It was so funny. I never did that. I had so much aqua in it, but by golly, my hair looked good in it.
You know what you got to do. I mean, I know you guys got the record player spacer for the I want to say the 88 track. Oh my gosh, there were the 45s, and then what was the ones that had the
72,
spacer?
45, 33 and a third.
Oh,
yeah.
track tapes.
So that's what always reminds me of the RGB symbol that you have on your website. Is always reminds me of that spacer that you had to put in the record so it would play on the single pin.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Look at it. Each one is a stylized S.
Yeah.
Stopper sequences. So,
No kidding.
Yeah.
See, and I always went to the 45 track. I always went to the spacer. There's a meaning. But what you guys got to do here, look at that. I'm getting all excited. I'm losing my notebooks. What you got to do, you got to get a picture of you guys back in the 80s with the big hair and all that. You got to put it on your website, and everybody will go to it to check it out. I want to see Diana's hair back in the 80s.
Oh man.
So I'm going to tell everybody right now, go to showstoppersequences.com and look for y'all's picture, because I know you're going to do it. I know you're going to put it on the website. And then while they're there,
We'll do it.
People that haven't heard the podcast will go, what is that?
And why?
You're going to start getting some PMs. Michael, Diane, somebody hacked your .com?
Yeah, exactly. It was probably the Russians,
awesome.
maybe the Chinese.
That's funny.
Well,
That is
so let me ask you this, because this is only my second year. And of course, I don't have a musical aptitude bone in my body whatsoever. So I go to you guys, I go to Clyde, I go, in the pixel clubs and stuff like that. Yours, and I'm almost embarrassed to say this, I don't have any of your sequences, because I know, except for, and the first one I downloaded was Russell. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I know.
God darn it. The free one that you guys did, totally awesome. I loved it. Kurt Russell. There we go. Santa Claus.
yes.
Because I am intimidated by your layout. And that's the reason why I never went in. I would always watch them, and I love your guys' sequences, but I never purchased any because I was intimidated by your layout versus my layout. And mainly the tree that you have on the right-hand side that is very awesome, but I couldn't duplicate that. So do you have like a mapping tool for people when they come to your sites, when they get your sequences?
And when you buy a sequence, you get a list of download links, and one of them is a mapping tool. But let me tell you, the biggest secret to our mapping our sequences is that a lot of people have verticals, horizontals, windows, and doors.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I just call mine house outline. And that's my group. And if you'll map that to those things, it will work perfectly. And here's why none of our layout is straight. We don't have verticals and horizontal.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And I think that's what the intimidation part comes from, is everything that you have going on.
But you know how X-Lights is. X-Lights is great. You can, like my sidewalls may be curved a little bit to match the coroplast. But X-Lights will take that and put it on a straight line, no problem.
Okay.
That's really the trick. Everything else maps just like you normally would. I've got some the circles that are on the house are pinwheels. You've got snowflakes. You've got mini trees. You've got arches. You've got a mega tree. Those are all standard things. And I've got spots. Those are pretty much standard things. I don't really have a high resolution matrix, a P5 panel or anything like that. Ours,
well, you actually have two smaller matrices on the right hand side, don't you?
Well, it's a Boscoio matrix, 2-inch centers.
Okay, perfect.
But the viewing distance for us, the closest anybody can get is about 60 feet. And most people view from 100 feet back. And so it works perfect. It's not super high resolution, but your eyes trick you into thinking it is.
Right.
That it's really high resolution, but it's not. The other thing that we do is a little bit different is we do have a kind of a matrix on our roof. you know, and that's a lot of people don't do that, but it's just we live in a cul-de-sac and it's a big pie shape, and literally there's no place for us to go but up.
Right.
So, you know, this year we added small arches on
The
our
arches
roof.
on top. Yep. Watched them
Yeah.
being made.
Yeah, you know, that's the other thing. It's
but no more. We cannot do no more.
I know, yeah. It's
No.
you know, the fine line is, you know, we kind of have a theme. We don't add anything.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh God, that's funny.
We don't add anything unless it matches the theme. In other words, is it whimsical? Does it look like it's from Whoville? That sort of thing. We'll add it in. But you know, you kind of reach a point where, yeah, you know, it's starting to look a little bit like the North Pole whorehouse.
I know. I know, but it needs to stop. No more. Stop. No more.
You know,
When there's just a single pole out there, and then that's a POLE for the brew tank.
yeah. So don't be intimidated by the layout. The layout is really a standard layout. I've just taken the lines and curved them around a little bit.
Okay.
You know, I mean, that's basically what it is.
Okay. And
now to counter that, one of the things I try to do is I try to do a lot of things at the highest level of grouping now, you know, as I've matured as a sequencer. So I try to make it, and that makes it real easy for somebody to lay an effect on their own house. You know, and I've tried to counter that a little bit.
see, and I've noticed that a lot of vendors are going to, and of course they call it different things, but the easy mapping, whereas they have, you know, on the group level and stuff. So, which is always good for us, you know, buying those sequences, because then we can put our own spin. Well, I don't really like this on a star, but it looks, you know, awesome on a spinner or a snowflake or, you know, something like that. So,
you know, and I'll tell you, it was one of those things where I had to learn how to do that. But if you look at the options that you have for effects, there's lots of ways to blend at the group level where you know, you really don't have that ability at the element level. So it gives you more options even.
Absolutely.
definitely. Oh, yeah.
says my greatest critic.
Like, okay.
It's funny, you know, you mentioned the Kurt Russell thing. It's been downloaded now over 450 times.
No kidding.
Yeah, that's awesome, isn't it?
That is totally awesome, because I know JR was working that with Netflix, and as long as it wasn't a, oh my gosh, how did he phrase it? He phrased it in a certain way that as long as nobody was paying for it or making money off of it, you could use the music
Right. Yeah.
through it. And I absolutely loved it. And I loved the movie when it came out. It was awesome. So, you know, and so
how could you
the
not?
sequence. Oh,
know?
yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
So good,
That's
awesome,
one of
very
those
good
ones that
story and
always be
stuff.
free on our website. The other one is from last year's Dominic the Donkey.
Oh, I love that one.
And that one took off
It's
too.
catchy.
It is.
Yeah.
The donkey. Yeah.
It's
Hey, wait a minute, how'd that go again? I didn't quite catch that.
there we go.
If somebody's listening to this and surround sound in their car, if their car or truck has got it,
They should turn that part on. Yeah.
where's that snort coming from? I got a low tire. I think.
I need to quit laughing. I need to stop.
No, it's awesome. I absolutely love it. My Aunt Margie, may she rest in peace, she did that same thing, and that's who you remind me of. And I just absolutely love it. We would get her going so good, and she could. It was, every other breath was a. So I absolutely love it.
Yeah, that's yeah. So those are a couple that are always free. I mean, people can always go and down that, and you know, particularly new folks. You know, they can get a feel for, you know, take look at a couple of good sequences and see how some things are done.
See, and the sale that you have, guys, you have amazing prices anyways. I mean,
you.
$30, $40. I mean, it's awesome. But then you
Some are
put
20.
a sale on top of that.
Mhm.
And I mean, you got probably, I saw a half dozen, if not more, that you have on sale right now. But by the time this airs, I got to ask for a favor.
Sure.
By the time this airs, it's going to be Wednesday morning. Your sale ends on the 28th, I think I saw. So could we like extend that like through the weekend? If
Yeah,
there's
let's
any
do it.
listeners
Yeah,
that,
Let's do it.
I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot. We can always edit
No,
and
you're
cut.
good.
Keith can cut this out and we'll just move on. But
Absolutely not. We
because
insist.
because I want to mention the shirts that you guys have on there too. I was just like playing around and I'm like, clothing, what the hell are they selling for clothing? I don't know who does your shirts, but I love these elf shirts.
It's
Oh
cool
my,
too.
oh my, that's Greg too. Oh my God. I mean,
Greg
I'm
is
sitting there, I'm
good.
hollering for the wife and I'm like, honey, check these shirts out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's Greg. Greg does it.
Oh my God, I love these shirts. I don't know why. And I've been, I don't know, I guess all over his site. And I don't think I've ever seen these before because I would definitely be
Yeah.
I'm definitely supporting some elf. I mean, heck yeah.
That's awesome. Me too. Let's
So-
elf together.
Hey, I'm with you.
Extreme lighting fanatic.
Yeah, there you
What
go.
is it? What's it? Transworld. Are you guys?
Yeah.
You're just jump, skipping, a hop from there. So
Yeah, we're
Heck
gonna
yeah.
go next year. We
can't
didn't
wait.
have an opportunity this year, but definitely next year we're gonna go.
Absolutely.
yeah, yep, yeah. That's the big one. You got your room booked on Vinny's floor. I hope. Oh, sorry, I cut you off.
What's that?
Oh, I thought you were talking. I'm sorry.
It wasn't
No,
me.
hopefully you got your room booked because Vinny's got like a whole floor that's like blocked out. So get with him and you can get your room.
Oh yeah.
It's got to
That would
be in
be
between.
awesome if you'll have us.
It's, of course, of course.
I just love
It's-
him, Meg.
It's got to be in the dates of the Trans World show. So all you got to do is put that in there, and I can send you the link for it. It's
Yeah,
But-
do that, please.
Please.
hopefully
Awesome.
there's room left, and heck yeah, it's going to be a blast down there. And I absolutely love these shirts. So if they're going in checking out sequences, by all means, definitely hit these shirts up because I haven't seen them before. And I like to say I'm a sophomore, but I'm a young sophomore because I'm not quite into my sophomore year yet. So
Well, you know, it's
Awesome.
kind of crazy. I learn things from people all the time.
Yeah.
That's why I spend, a lot of times on the forum is just learning. And this is a good time because people tend to have more questions this time of year.
Yeah.
The answers tend to be a little bit more serious. So I pick up a lot of things on the forums, and
mhm.
everybody who contributes, great. It really is.
Yeah, thank you.
People that
Oh yeah, definitely.
Do anything.
Oh, and I saw you guys do donate back to X Lights, which is super awesome. Those guys definitely deserve it. So 10% of everything goes back to them. So, and they definitely deserve it. They do. For that program for X Lights to be free is just incredible for what it does. And someday I'll learn to use it to its capability. But
seriously, even though I spend in any given week more than 40 hours sequencing. All right. So it's like a full-time job. I spend more than 40 hours sequencing. I probably only know about 30% of what that program is capable of doing. It is just that phenomenal.
No.
And it just seems like when they add something to it, it just adds seamlessly and it just enhances it more and more. I mean, it is amazing when you think about where it started, because I remember reading, Sean's early posts back on Planet Christmas. He would post about, what he was doing, and it was just amazing.
Yeah.
Quite involved, and where it is today compared to where it started, and just what a good program it is.
It's great.
Definitely, yeah. And I do want people to know that you guys do have some Halloween sequences out there as well. So especially with coming into Halloween here next month, in
Can
a
you believe it?
month.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just, it's insane.
We do. Yeah, okay. We've got Ghostbusters, which was kind of a community project. It's a free one out there. It's got singing faces with it. And so that's one you can download for free on our website. We've got a couple, even though we haven't really done any to a Halloween layout, they'll translate very well. One of them is Wonder Woman.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so super cool. Oh, you'll
It
love
really
Oh,
it.
I'm getting all excited, and she's not actually going to be on it. Check out the P10 panel and see.
She's on the screen. She's actually on the screen.
Oh, I'm
It's
definitely going to it.
You gotta see it.
Heck yeah.
And then another one that he's a pirate, which translates pretty well, for Halloween.
Yeah.
But people have always asked us for Halloween stuff, so probably next year I'll start dipping my toes in that water a little bit. I don't really have a Halloween layout, so that's a bit of a challenge, but I can put one together, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, okay, so that kind of led me into a question I was wanted to ask, but I was afraid to ask because I know other sequence clubs and stuff, they have basically a generic house that they put all the props on. Have you guys ever thought about just doing a generic house for, let's say, Halloween, instead of doing the whimsical house that you have? I almost said Hobbit house, not the Hobbit house. The
Hobbit house. Yeah.
What'd you call?
Oh gosh, don't make me.
So sorry. I have notepads because my memories suck. So, what do you call your house? The
Whoville.
One more time.
Whoville.
Whoville. So, have you thought about doing a non-Whoville house, just a generic house with spider web, spiders, eyes, bats, stuff like that?
That's what it would be if we were doing that. Yeah.
Cool.
Because, if I'm gonna recreate something, it'll be something that people are very familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that's a little different with the Halloween songs, there's a whole lot of songs that could be used as Halloween songs.
And Thriller.
There are just a lot of metal bands that do music that lend itself well to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of blacks, a lot of purple, and
songs.
I'm just kidding.
That reminds me, I do have Thunderstruck sequence.
Oh, it's awesome.
That's a good one too. So
you got to see that one. That is way awesome.
Which one is that?
AC/DC Thunderstruck.
Thunderstruck. I have seen it. I love that one.
Awesome?
So it is super awesome. Love it.
And you're awesome.
That is a after Christmas, before New Year's sequence that I just
absolutely.
We
love
have
it.
that same with Wonder Woman. We're going to drop that in after Christmas.
Absolutely.
We've got, kind of funny. We've got over 60 songs sequenced.
Crazy.
And there's some that people won't let us drop, even though we'd like to. And so it's we're going to have different shows on different nights.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just to get them all in, and we'll post it on our Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
For our show, and just people can come and see it. Kids stuff will get done.
Yeah.
Show it every night, but the other stuff, the filler, will keep it rotating.
Yeah, I'm all excited. I hit like 460 likes on my my Facebook page, and that's being brand new up here in Montana. So
That's
I love
awesome.
But you've got a great layout, right?
You do have a great layout.
Yeah.
It's growing. I'm 3 months delayed, but I'm doing as much as I can as the swelling will allow, I guess.
There you go.
So yeah,
There you go. That's awesome.
I recover with my old man compression socks and an elevated foot with a tall glass of Kool-Aid or water.
I hear you.
Yay!
There you go. That's the thing. Getting old really sucks.
Yeah.
Still got a young mind, but the body's going.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So, I'm not worried about the time, but I don't want to run this too long. So, you guys got anything you want to throw in there at the end? I covered pretty much everything that I had written down on the old notebook. So,
Well, just a couple of things. We're going to have a couple of sequences coming out in November that hopefully, that'll draw some people in. I'm doing some commercial stuff right now that eats up a lot of time. But come November, I'll be able to get a few more sequences out. So people should be watching for that. And the other thing that we're going to be doing, like I said, next year, dipping our toes in the Halloween.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, last question I got for you because it just popped into the head. With your style of sequence and stuff that is very cool, do you do any custom work for people?
I do. I've got, as a matter of fact, I've got 2 right now that I'm doing, and I'll do a lot of requests. And what I do with if people will do a request, if they'll let us put it on the store, it's, I can customize it for them, but at the same time, I can charge them less because I can, recoup some money through
Mhm.
the store itself. But yeah, I do custom work, not a lot because you're learning a new layout, you're learning new props, and every prop reacts differently to an effect. Even
Pixel count. Yep.
arch, but there's a dozen different ways to configure an arch.
Yep,
and
there is.
No.
so that affects the way that it looks when you're sequencing. So I do a little bit, but people got to get to me early because I got to get it scheduled and out of the way before the season.
Not the time of year right now.
Yeah, not the best time right now.
Yeah, pencil you in for a good time to talk to you and say, hey, put me on the calendar to talk to you back, this coming January.
Right.
This is the song I'm thinking about. This is the layout that I'm thinking about having. What can you do for me? So
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
awesome. Well, guys, you are absolutely awesome. I love you to death.
You are too.
I have had a blast. I'm hoping everybody else has had a blast on their way to work or when they're watching or listening. So, but
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, thank you for letting me have you guys on here or coming on here for me. So I wasn't sure how I wanted to do this show, and I'm like, you know what? I haven't talked to Mike and Diana for a while, so almost said Jack and Diane. So no,
Jack and Diana. She hated that
but
song.
now we're going back in the day again. So.
That was horrible.
But I am going to wrap up. There's going to be a commercial coming on, and then I'm going to come back with Clyde. We're going to talk about his sequence clubs hint that's going to be coming out. He's going to be running some hints prior to this actually airing. So don't forget, go to www. How'd that go with Mr. Gilbert? www. Showstoppersequences.com. I love how he says it. Check out the sequences that they have. Check out the shirts because they are just phenomenal. Greg did an excellent job with those. So, but check out the site, see what they got going on. They are going to extend the sale since this is coming out Wednesday. They're going to extend the sale for what they got going on right now. So, guys, thank you so much. Love you. You have a wonderful night.
All right. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian. See you later, buddy.
And now a word from our sponsors. The Pixel Pro Display Sequence Club is the only club that pays for itself. Here are just some of the benefits of becoming a member. Each month, you will receive a free original sequence programmed by the pros at PPD to take your display to the next level. Access to weekly X-Lights effects presets, which you can use in your own sequences or modify to create your own unique effects library. Access to the PPD affiliate discount program, getting up to 15% off or more from over a dozen of our PPD partners. So visit us on the web today at pixelprodisplays.com and also find us on Facebook at Pixel Pro University. Pixel Pro Displays. What can Pixel Pro Displays do for you?
All right, and we are back. And look, I have Clyde with us. Hi, Clyde. He's from PPD, and he is going to talk about some hints or what he's got going on. Clyde?
I don't know. What do we have going on, Brian? Is something going on?
Well, every month you're like the secret squirrel dude, man. You got secrets every month, and everybody wants to know, hey, what's this next song coming out? What's the next sequence you got? And you're like, loose lips sink ships, loose lips.
You know what? Holy cow! You that's a mouthful, right? I mean, it's the
is.
truth, right?
For this Kansas mouth, anything. Never mind. I ain't even gonna go there. Never mind. Moving on.
No, it's all good. It's all good. No. So what we try to do every month is to add a little bit of spice and fun into the PPD club, and so one of the things that we like to do is we do a little guessing contest. See if you can guess the sequence of the month. So last month had quite a number of entries, and right off the bat, the sequence was guessed. Now I can't figure out exactly what gave them the hint, what the sequence was. Maybe it had something to do with that audio track that I played the first time. You know, do you think that played?
I think it was the years.
The years,
the release
okay.
years, or
okay. So in other words, was the contest too easy, or was the guessing too easy?
Well, I'm going to tell you what I did. I watched the responses for the majority of that first day. And that's what I went off of.
Because I mean, truth be told, you and I sat down the day before. So this obviously for everybody at home, this is pre-recorded, and you know, it's not according to Keith, he's going to have this available on Wednesday morning. So
6 a.m.
and before, so Brian actually did have 3 hints. Brian heard the hint, and then Brian got 2 hints from this podcast. Well, this time he's only getting 1, and that's the idea this time is that they're going to come a little bit more frequently, but they're going to be a little bit more vague, because as fun as it was watching everybody trip over themselves saying, "I'm just going to say what that guy said," you know,
that's totally me. So. Like, what's the
I enjoyed the fact that everybody had fun with it, and that was the idea, and that's what we want. We want you guys to have fun. Now we do have an awesome prize, and I'm holding it off camera here. Maybe it's on purpose. Maybe my arm just won't reach over. Oh my God! Ow, my arm hurts. Oh, what's going on? So,
it's too much mouse clicking.
Yeah, it's right there. I can't get over there. I can't. Oh my. Oh, it's just out of reach.
Rotator cuff issues.
Yeah, rotator cuff. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, you know. No wonder these always take 20 minutes.
He's so full of crap.
Oh, you just get me all excited. But we are going to have an audio clip, and it's not going to be tonight.
Well, because tonight would be Wednesday, and when are you going to put that audio clip out? Is that going to be after this actually airs for Thursday or Friday?
So we will do an audio clip, and it will be on Thursday, the 26th, and we will do the audio clip. Now, I begin the sequence tonight. Okay, so my goal is to have it done by Thursday. Done, complete, and finished by Thursday. When I say I begin, it's literally like what time? 9 p.m. Eastern time right now. It's 8 p.m. Central, I believe. And that's a hell of a goal. That's literally 4 days. I'm gonna knock the sequence, and I usually do. I usually spend about 40 hours on a sequence. So you know, obviously you're going to get something great, but I want people to have fun with this. So the quote unquote question. The question. I guess I have a question for you, Brian. What do you?
It doesn't work like this.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does, because there's nobody else in the room for me to talk to except for you.
Well, you know. All right, go ahead.
Well, and you've owned a number of vehicles in your time. So, and I know vehicles versus music may be 2 different things. When I was growing up, my mother said, "Oh, that's an oldie," and an oldie was like 15, 20, 25 years away. Okay, and now we say a classic, and that's like 30, 40 years away. So when we say classic Christmas, how many years away is that? Is that literally like 15 years, 20 years ago? Is it an oldie if it's in the 80s?
Nowadays, yeah, it's tough nowadays.
So how do we define that?
So what we call classic rock is now oldies to, say, my daughter. So
the little pipsqueaks, yeah. So no harm, no foul, but this is a classic song. if you consider that, if you consider what we just said, and so I've just given you the biggest hint that I can give you. It's a classic song. I've already said that. Everybody knew I was going to say that.
A classic.
Wah, wah, wah.
So now I'm going to go back. A classic to us, or what a classic would be to a 20-year-old versus you suck so bad.
I know. I'm just full of it, right?
Somebody is like, damn it, rewind.
Wrong.
Screen, get the screen back. I got to rewind. What was he? Yeah. So,
but I will say, the song is a very original holiday Christmas song. It's a very original holiday Christmas song, and that is your hint.
Man, you know what? It's going in the notebook.
Well, and I'm writing it down too, just because I want to make sure that as I progress through this, because this is going to be seen on Thursdays. So I have a hint to give probably tomorrow. So Monday, nobody's going to know this. Monday, I'm going to announce the little, make the announcement, and we'll create a thread, and people can begin. I believe tomorrow night will be the actual beginning of the guessing. So I'll have a thread, and tomorrow, which is Monday, which you will have your first chance to guess. Make your first guess. So it will be Monday, and so what is important for you, if you're listening, to participate, all you have to do is go to Pixel Pro University in the Facebook community and get asked to join it. We just ask you 3 questions. Please answer those 3 questions. We know you're legit if you actually answer them. And then look for the pin post at the top of the page, and you will be able to enter to win. Oh, my arm hurts. Oh my goodness.
I hate those old Army injuries. They're just terrible, aren't they? It's just, they're rough on the old body. I know. Air Force on my side, but.
So there's going to be 4 days. I think we're going to do the same thing. 4 days of guessing, and then we will reveal on Thursday night. Is there football Thursday nights?
Yeah, Thursday night football.
I'm so darn busy. I don't even watch football as much as I used to.
See, and I kind of figured that when I asked Robert in that group text if he knew who Owen was. So
yeah, he's like,
his Steelers
I'm sitting there saying, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like prior to this, before going live, Brian and I had a small, short, sidebar saying something to the effect of, I have been working since 11 o'clock this morning. It's now 9 o'clock. So I've still got probably 4 or 5 more hours to go before I get to take a break.
I've been watching football about the same amount of time. It's a lot easier.
It must be nice. It must be nice.
Just let me. Oh, can't see my cup. Oh, there. All right.
Oh, hold my beer.
Just juice for me. Still.
But no, it's all good. It's all good. We have been blessed with a lot of insane assignments, and if you've ever seen a juggler juggling like 6 balls or 8 bowling pins, or that's how I feel right now. So
I bet, especially this time of year.
We're kicking some butt and trying to answer every email and every question as fast as possible. But there's going to be people who fall underneath the radar. So I apologize to those people who. Now,
are you going to have Sub Rob coming on and doing some live?
I love that have guy. A feeling. So I have so Sub Rob is into fall mode. And he's spending some time with his boy, and so things get a little busy for him. And as much as he can, I know he'll be a part of it because he rather enjoys it. I very rarely ever do anything without him.
Yeah, you can tell you can tell he loves doing it. So
yeah, what a hell of a guy,
Yeah, he is awesome. I love him.
So all right, it.
Dang. So original classic, but old people classic or new people classic?
Damn, am I bad?
All right. And if you're in your vehicle driving, please don't rewind and stuff, wait till you stop. 'Cause I know some people listen to it on the way to work. So, but all right. Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. I noticed you got a press release that you did today that you sent out. Do you know what song you're going to pair with next month's secret?
That's a great question, and I really wasn't prepared for that. However, I might actually have the sheet open that tells me this. Hold on just a second. Hold on just a second.
You need to borrow.
I've been spreadsheet king all day. Let me tell you, I probably have opened like 30 spreadsheets to get everything done. Let's see.
And Clyde showed me that
I have it right there.
Clyde showed me that he uses a notebook too, so I don't want to hear.
I do. I am so okay. I'm very thrifty, so I spent probably like 4 years ago. I probably spent like $3 on these legal notepads. Yeah, I won't throw them away for anything. And probably older than these legal pads are my steno pads. Okay, which fit the desk much better. So I'm trying to use these up. So if y'all are making fun of Brian, you got to get through me.
You know, they got that stuff electronic now, Clyde. That's what I've been told.
I know, but you know what? You can't delete this.
You never, you got it always with you. Well, you can't see my, there it is. Oh, there we go. That's the small one. I got a
They're
small
great.
one.
They're great. Hey, you know, Brian and I share something in common too. We both shared time in military service, and maybe not at the same time, but we both served, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. But one of the things that you always had was you always had a piece of paper and a pencil. You always had a notebook. For us, you had a pocket here in your shoulder, and that was where your notebook went. Or you had a lower pocket on the right at your calf. You had a calf pocket. So those were the two places. Now, if you were out in the water, you put it up here or in your chest or whatever.
Oh yeah.
All right. So Brian gave me a second here to look it up here, and I actually have the spreadsheet right here. The select choice sequence of the month for October is going to be Christmas Can, and so you'll be able to pair that. You'll be able to pair that with the monthly sequence. There is no pro version of Christmas Can. It's only in the original version because it's something that we did last year. However, you'll be able to purchase that one instead, or download that one instead for free if you don't like the classic song that we're doing for you.
And Christmas Can is awesome because it goes blah, 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 down the trees or up the trees. Is it up or down?
And actually, it's a Robert special. Robert did the work for that one.
Oh,
he wanted
awesome job!
And he wanted to do it.
Yep, I did it last year, and I absolutely loved it. So
Christmas Can is your select choice if you don't care for the quote unquote secret sequence of next month, which we'll let you know on Thursday. I'm going to say Thursday because I have a feeling Thursday night will be late enough that we can go live in Facebook. It'll be in the Pixel Pro University group. We'll do that. So I'll give you another little bit of trivia history here, not history, but trivia. Funny story. So I was all set, and we talked about this before. I was all set last month. I told you I knew what I was doing for this month. I already knew. Did I not tell you that? Do you remember me telling you that?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Well, at the 11th hour, Robert vetoed it.
No way.
Yes. So I've actually picked this month's sequence within the past hour.
No kidding.
And it is completely different than the original one.
I am so glad we didn't do this morning. I was like, before football or after football? Well, football's still going on, but that's...
Well, I kind of had the idea last night that it wasn't a good idea to do that one. He pretty much told me, yeah, don't do that. Okay. So
and you can't share what that one is either then.
But no, veto. Absolutely not. Because I said, that's fine. That's fine. But I promise you it will make it into the store and it will be available.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Yeah. So that it may not happen this season as much as I'd love it to, but it certainly will make it into the store at some point.
Okay. And with this,
it will still annoy the crap out of him. So
And with this time of the year, you do have some other songs, other sequences coming out too. So I do want to remind everybody, stay with the page, go to pixelprodisplays.com, check it out because they always have sequences getting put in there. And I know there it is right there. So get in there, check it out, check out the affiliates discounts because they have huge discounts through a lot of people that we use almost on a weekly basis. So definitely hit that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Brian. I appreciate you taking the time and stopping and let me join you with the podcast today. And I look forward to seeing everybody.
Heck yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Clyde. And thank you, everybody. Remember Pixel Pro Displays and then also showstoppersequences.com with Michael and Diana. And we will see you guys next month.
Ho, ho, ho. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to get on the nice list. Make sure you join the Holiday Lighting Think Tank on Facebook. Ho, 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 ho.